my gosh, it's really not gonna come off. Woo! All right, we might just have to file her down. Once you're done with that, you can go ahead and take your tip cutter and just get them down as short as you'd like them. I personally just like to get them as short as possible. If you don't have a tip cutter, you can take a pair of nail clippers and kind of go at it from the sides, and then you can take them off that way. A lot of you in my comments were telling me I should do that when I do my 3D art, and I so would, but it's so thick that I can't even get my clippers on top of it, so I do have to file them down. I can't look. I can't look. There's no going back. All right, the next thing you're gonna do is take your e-file, and I'm gonna be using the 5-in-1 carbide bit to remove all of the polish and also just to file it down as best as I can without hitting my natural nail. This is where things get a bit messy, so it's time to put all of your protective gear on. I usually would wear my apron for this, but I really just don't feel like getting up to go get it. It's gonna get messy. Get your dust collectors out if you have one. My RPM is pretty high for this because I really do want to debulk it as much as I can to get as much of the gel off so there's less to soak. You want to take off all of the gel nail polish because the acetone won't soak through it, and so the actual gel that's holding your extension onto your nail won't come off with the gel still on. If you notice a little bit of heat on your nails while you're using your e-file, that's probably a good time to adjust the speed, probably make it faster, because chances are you're pressing too hard down on your nail because the speed is too slow, and that's what causes heat spikes in your fingers. I also like to drill a little bit of a divot into each of the nails so that the acetone can really get in there. My nail teacher told me to do that, and it actually changed the game. Let me show you a little bit. As you can see, we've already made quite the mess. I know it seems a bit scary, but you're gonna take the tip of the bit and kind of drill at an angle this way to make some divots. Just like so. You wanna make sure you don't get too deep though, because we don't wanna hurt your actual natural nail. All right, your nails should look something like this, sadly. Also, today's background noise is Brittany Broski. I love her so much. I finished Sex and the City, by the way, which is crazy because I started watching it like 2 weeks ago. That's terrible. That's terrible. I watched it so fast. Anyways, let's get into this removal. You're gonna need your acetone and your foils. This part's pretty self-explanatory. You're just gonna put the acetone on the cotton and then make sure that it's touching your nail, and then you're gonna just wrap all the way around. Wrapping your hands in foils is really difficult. It's so much easier to do on somebody else, so don't be discouraged if it looks crazy. You just want to make sure it's tight at the base so that it doesn't fall off. I like to place it this way and then wrap on top, make it really tight, wrap the other side on top. Oh my gosh, I'm trying to do this so fast. And then you pinch the top, fold it over, boom. I will say though, doing this on your opposite hand is like an Olympic sport, and all rules go out the windows. You just need to get them on there because what is that? Then you should look a little something like this, and you're gonna let this sit for about 15 to 20 minutes. I like to do 20 just because it makes it a lot easier to scrape them off afterwards. You may be wondering what I'm gonna be doing in my 20 minutes.